and you accepted, and I'm so very, very grateful. I was hoping, both of us actually were hoping that we would have been able to have somebody from the vulnerable persons team,
yes.
but unfortunately that didn't pan out, wasn't possible. But you're here, and
Yes,
you're going to tell us some more information. You're going to give us some more information. But tell us about you first. Tell us how you came to be a police officer and why it is such a passion of yours. I mean, there are people who have jobs, they have a vocation, but they're not really passionate about it. It's a job. It's a means to an end. You know, it's a paycheck. But you have an interesting story about why you joined the force.
Well, actually, I'm from Massat, Grosley, actually. But most of my socialization as a young individual was done in the community of River Meter, Moshi. I always wanted to be a police officer, to be honest. But there was this incident which occurred that I guess really propelled me directly into that path, and that had to do with Miss Valerie Lord. In 1994, I was part of a youth group in River Meter, and this is where her family is from. That's where I was living, and she was my president. And on that fateful night, sorry. You know, I'm saying that right now, I'm feeling a little emotional. It was myself and 3 other friends. We were all members of the youth group. And we were in the River Meter United Center, the hall, and we were playing dominoes. On that night, Valerie came into the hall, and she requested that one of us escort her, accompany her to her home. 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, you know, we were so engrossed in playing the dominoes. We didn't get up. We were like, no, we're playing, you know. And then Valerie left, not knowing that we would wake up the next morning to this news that she was raped and murdered. And the 4 of us, you know, we think of it. We have to live with this thinking. What if one of us just got up? What if one of us just made the decision, oh, listen, this is our president. It won't take long, and we'll come back and play. But that was not the case. So we're wondering if she would still be alive today. And ever since Ms. Japierre, I said to myself, I need to put myself in a position to assist the less fortunate, to assist the vulnerable, women, men. And I said, what better place than to be a police officer in the Royal Residential Police Force. And the next year, in July, I enrolled. And 19 years later, here I am, doing what I love best, serving St. Lucia. And if I had the superpower to be omnipresent and protect victims, especially from offenses of the offense of rape, I would do it.
That's touching. I'm listening to your story and I'm feeling cold. I have goose pimples all over it, and it brings back to mind Mary Ratcliffe, the mother who tried to protect her daughter when her living boyfriend had told her, when she found him actually molesting her daughter, and she said she would report him, and he said if you did that, he would kill her, and her only concern was that of her daughter, and went and reported it, and a police officer was assigned to her, and she never made it to the home. She decided to come back in the morning, but Mary did not get to see the morning, because that night, once Shaka had found out that she had reported him, he chopped off her head right there in front of her kids.
And what a mystery to see that up to now. He has never been caught.
Never been caught.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's another case of what if. What if that officer had just not shirked her responsibility that night? What if she had just done what was instructed of her? What if she just done that, would Mary still be here? And the sad thing is, nobody's ever followed up on these kids. Where are they? What are they doing? I remember one time there was some incident, and the man in question claimed to be Mary's son. And I wonder, was that the son who accompanied her to the police station when Mary was trying to protect her daughter? You know, there's a lot of what ifs and all of these things. A lot of what ifs, you know. What if I didn't leave my daughter alone? What if I had not had that last drink? What if I hadn't trusted that person? What if I had worn a long skirt instead of a short skirt?
Yeah.
All of those things, you know. It's crazy how we do things never thinking about the what ifs.
And I guess until we, I guess we'll never be endowed with the power to see the future.
Exactly.
We will continue to have these what if moments in our lives.
Yes. So, let's get right into it. For the purposes of our viewers at home, can you define rape for us as defined by the law?
Definitely. According to section 123 of the Criminal Code of St. Lucia 2008, subsection 1 states, any person who has sexual intercourse with another person, A, without the consent of that other person, or B, without believing that the other person consents to such intercourse, or is reckless as to whether the other person consents or not, commits the offense of rape and is liable on conviction on indictment to imprisonment for life. That's according to our criminal code.
And it's clear, it says person. So,
person.
My next question is rape a gender-based crime?
Definitely not.
A person could be an adult, could be a child could
male,
be male,
female,
could be female.
That's right.
So
that is so correct.
Again, reiterating that rape is a genderless crime.
That's
it
right.
can be perpetrated against men and likewise women. Have we had any reported cases of rape? Male rape?
Actually, there are no records presently to indicate that any male has made a report that he has been raped, whether by a male or female. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. For various reasons, who knows, maybe embarrassment. We know how society looks at, like it's a male-dominated world, and for a male to come along and express his feelings to another individual that, listen, I'm being violated, they feel some form of embarrassment. Or sometimes it could be for a lack of education, that some men don't know that they can, or they are being violated, number one, and that they can make a report and receive justice. So, no, for all the records that we have checked, there has not been any single report of some man or male making a report where he has been raped.
We have to go on break, but when we come back, you'll tell us a little bit more, because you mentioned that to us last time when you called.
Yes.
The Vulnerable Persons Team. When we come back, you'll tell us more about that team and whether they're equipped to deal with the phenomenon, the unreported phenomenon of male rape. We'll be right back, St. Lucia.
Yeah, boy, Valerie.